Why, hello there, Nice Tale here, bringing you a summary of a knife I've done a full review on. The full review will be linked in the description. But more important than that, I hope this video finds you well, and Happy New Year. This is the first proper video. I did a short, but proper first video of the new year, so Happy New Year and all that's good stuff. I figured I'd start off with a reasonably strong budget entry, and when I say reasonably strong, I mean surprisingly strong budget entry from also surprisingly Buck. This is the Buck Knives Exert. This is a Walmart knives. Seems to be Buck that was made for Walmart. I'm not 100% sure on that. It is the primary place to get this knife, though I have seen it at a few other places that are like online sellers. This is a knife in 420 HC, not the Boss Heat Treat. This is not an American-made Buck. It would be more money if it was. This is a Chinese-made Buck. It is a steel liner lock on washers, not phosphor bronze, like Teflon washers. They're kind of ugly, kind of not finished great. It's rough around the edges, but wow, is it surprisingly good for what it is. You've got this like rubberized, actually really good feeling handle. It's polypropylene, I think, with plastic inserts that actually aren't too aggressive. Despite the plastic, I mean, yeah, it could be a little bit aggressive on the pants, but it's got a reasonably it's not an overly strong clip, but it does its job. So it works decently in and out of the pants, even if it can be a little bit rough. But they provide nice grip, they're pretty comfortable. You got lots of Buck logos on there, not unnecessary, but they're there, but who cares? I mean, this is the real selling aspect of this knife is that it usually you can find anywhere between $20 and $28. Walmart, I've seen it pretty consistently at $28, but I've also seen it pretty consistently on sale. I've seen it on some of those other sellers down. I think the Black Friday sale for this thing had it at $17 or something like that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy cheap. And, well, it's not gas station quality cheap, right? It's as cheap as gas station quality, but it's definitely not made like one. It's much more solid than you'd expect. It's actually, dare I say it, a pretty good knife. Yeah, sure, the edge is definitely taken a little bit of, from not too much use. You can see it's a little rough around the edges. It's started to lose some of its bite, but it's definitely still cuts. It's also hologrammed, so this low actual grind, the sort of saber height grind, really doesn't affect it. It gets down to a reasonably thin edge, and it holds it just long enough to probably get your money's worth out of it, because, well, it's relatively cheap. It's got a satin finish on the blade. The blade is sort of, I don't know how you want to describe it. It's sort of a clip point, almost like a Skinner or pseudo Nessmuck kind of blade. It's got a lot of belly up front, and it kind of, I don't know, it might just be the grind giving that sort of insinuation to it, but it's decent. You can get to the tip. It's a little high, yeah, sure, but you got a lot of belly up front. Decent slicing. You got the tiniest hint of recurve, though I can't 100% tell if that's just because, you know, they finished it off on the belt by dragging it down, because most of the recurve seems to be sitting right here. That'll probably go away after sharpening. You can sharpen it probably on a regular fixed angle system without issue. Sure, the sharpening drawer and plunge grind can be better, but they actually did what I think a lot of knives need to do on this super cheap knife. And as you can see, there's a nub here and on the bottom of the tang. And that allows for that to come into contact with the stop pin, instead of the stop pin just hitting back here behind the edge somewhere where it causes a problem with sharpening. You can cut in a sharpening drawer, you can do whatever you want. Solid. The action. Did I mention this is washers? I mean, yeah, I took it apart, and I oiled them a little, cleaned it out, but that's perfectly solid. They definitely cut a few edges, or a few corners here. The finishing on the back end, hello dog, finishing on the back end of the tang's not great. The hole cutout has absolutely no finishing on it whatsoever, which is funny. You've got sort of softened not quite chamfer, but they're softened edges all the way back to here. And then you've got hard edges and hard edges, like really sharp edges. Like, they catch a lot of your fingernails and stuff like that in them. Honestly, it doesn't really negatively affect anything, and at the price point, I'm certainly not going to hit it as a negative at all, really. There's no jimping, but that's fine. The grip definitely exists in this rubberized handle with a nice texture on it, actually. It's kind of got that, what do you want to call that? It's similar to, like, the honeydew texture that... do I have that knife sitting around here somewhere that's easily accessed? Let's see. Yes, I do. It's kind of like a tight honeydew texture, similar to what Kumu does, though that's, of course, much more expensive of a knife. It's really nice. It actually feels really good. It's got a little bit of like a rubbery feel to it. I like this handle material. If it's cheap enough to do on budget knives, I wouldn't mind seeing this on more things, to be completely honest with you. It's also got a pivot collar in the same plastic, which is, I mean, sure, why not? The handle is nice and ergonomic. You can choke up, though you do feel like you're getting in the edge a little bit. It's more of like a one knuckle thing. But solid, fits in the hand, feels good. Action's good. Standoffs as your actual, no backspace or anything like that. There is a lanyard hole. The blade to handle ratio is terrible. It is. They have a lot of handle that doesn't seem to really need to exist in the back end of here. And it mostly seems to exist so they could put this big lanyard slot on the back end. Strange design choice, but honestly, nothing I say as weird or bad on this knife am I going to say is worth not checking this thing out, right? It's not a knock against the knife because of the price point and how good it is for the price point. Normally, I would say that's stupid. You could get more in there. You could definitely improve that. Who cares? Who cares? That's what it is. So, stainless steel liners. There's no weight reduction on them, though it's not the heaviest of knives. I mean, it's not light, but it's not too bad. It's not unreasonable. The actual lock bar axis is alright. They have given you, as you can see, like a slope down on both sides. It really doesn't do anything. You're still coming in kind of from the diagonal. I don't love the fact that they jimped this. I don't like jimped lock bars. That's a personal thing. I think when you interact with a jimped lock bar, it just forces you to interact with the apex of each of these jimps before you get in there, and then to get a proper grip on it, you have to push in a little further, which can make them uncomfortable. This one's softened enough that it's really not too bad. It's not great. Just a nice, long, solid angle chamfer would probably be sufficient, or better maybe, but who cares? You can almost get it from the side, and yeah, the access is not terrible. I can reverse lick this thing without wrist. You just have to kind of go a little bit low. So, if that gives you any idea of how good the actual action is, it's surprisingly smooth. It's surprisingly centered. Is it still centered? Yeah, it's still darn centered. I mean, I've been moving this thing, and no play, centered, solid stuff. Bunch of logos, but again, this is pretty good. It's not the most aggressive diamond pattern ever, which is great, because too aggressive, and I have had one recently that was a bit too aggressive. You can check out the channel if you want to find out which one. But this is solid. The clip is deep carry. The back end needs to be a little taller because it kind of sinks down in there. It's not reversible, but the clip has enough flex that you can easily get it up to here. So I mean, it's certainly not deep carry, but it's not quite shallow carry. It's approaching it, but yeah. Not too bad of a flap on the end of this pocket clip either, so it's not too resistant to trying to get into the pocket. Continuous rise is usually better, but this one's not too offensive. Overall and all around, this thing is really, really, really good for the money, and this is the second knife that I've gotten from Walmart recently that has been pretty spectacular for that, like, $20, what would normally be a gas station knife kind of price. So yeah, the Buck Knives Exert. I recommend it. It's solid, and I definitely think it's worth starting the channel off on a nice, super budget kind of knife that's actually good. And this one's solid. So I will end my summary here and say thank you for watching. Check out the channel, consider liking and subscribing. Hopefully we'll continue to grow in the upcoming year, and hopefully you will have a great upcoming year yourself. That's all for me. Thank you, and see you later.